Moʻolelo is a story, chronicle, record, tradition, and history. Acknowledging a person means knowing their moʻolelo. In Native Hawaiian noʻonoʻo or thinking, ancestors are the land or ʻāina itself. Therefore, Native Hawaiian people are o ka ʻāina no, of the land indeed. When ʻāina is considered kumu, it is the source of all things through time immemorial, and therefore moʻolelo is valued because it informs the wellness of ʻāina. A critical impact of the colonial history of Hawaii includes the severing of ancestral knowledge and ʻāina from a traditional inheritance within families and within schools. Today, spaces to reconnect and tap into ancestral knowledge, spiritual ways of life, and ʻāina must be sought out intentionally, as natural inheritance of identity is minimal or altogether void within families or ancestral ʻāina, leaving an absence of identity and wellness within. Native Hawaiian programs and spaces in higher education, when accessed by Native Hawaiian students, may be the only passage to identity and spiritual connection to ʻāina. Through innovative opportunities like indigenous professional development for employees and student services, Leeward Community College prioritizes the wellness of Native Hawaiian students. We believe with historical and ancestral clarity and confidence, Native Hawaiian students are appropriately positioned to seek, persist, and achieve their academic and personal goals.
Hawaiians didn't move out of Hawaii, but they were moved from their genealogical lands and put in Waianae, communities like Waianae, because of the homesteads, right? So while we have a high concentration of Native Hawaiians, the context of us being there has a little bit of trauma attached to it, if not a lot. To be forcibly removed from your ahupua'a and your homes and to be resettled in a community, there's a lot of pain there. And I think the way you were resettled wasn't necessarily for all the great and beautiful intention of the homesteads and what Kuhe'o was hoping to do and what it holds. It's still the broader context was that, you know, you're repositioned in a place without access to family, to land, to all the things we used to have when we were in our natural state, and we're put in houses. And a lot of that then creates the context for what we consider poverty. You know, not having access to adequate spaces of education, opportunities for employment, so on and so forth.
So medical resources, mental health resources, financial resources, even in ways that we know through research improves our mental health, access to open spaces, access to green spaces, access to nature and ʻāina-based activities. So the absence of that, to me, might not be the real definition of oppression, but the absence of that in our communities is oppressing our ability to be well.
That historical trauma is what students carry to this day, multi-generational. Yeah. So if you have a student who thinks, oh, I want to go to university, he probably got uncles and parents and everybody else telling him, forget it, right? You're not going to make it. You're not smart enough.
Early 90s, meth just started to decimate our community. And I think, you know, the role of crystal methamphetamine wasn't just, it was used to both cope with the trauma that we didn't know how to express, but the economic situation that allowed access to, in the short term, making way more money than you could make working for your uncle or unless you got that good job, and how they just both hand in hand began to wreak havoc in my peer group. And if not, people were using, they were selling or doing both and all ending up either incarcerated or addicted. And I could only get jobs that were very real. Like there is no upward mobility.
I think cultural practices, especially in Native Hawaiian cultural practices, that connection to other realms and other times and other people and other entities was so powerful. And I, you know, when people talk about being culturally connected, you'll often hear references about being connected to other realms and other ways of being and connecting to other to ancestral kind of knowledge, and knowing that right now there's so many people standing here, so many people standing around us, and feeling that connection. I could be by myself in solitary confinement, and if I really am open to knowing what it feels like to be connected to something other than myself, I don't think you'll feel alone for one moment. And so even though we struggle and suffer and have those moments of despair, when you can feel that connection to your ancestors, or connection to your culture, whatever it may be, or connection to your to those that came before you, or even those that might come in your future, or most importantly, those who are there right at the present.
I should really probably take a Native Hawaiian class in the language to learn more, right? And I'm kind of intimidated to learn because sometimes I don't feel like I deserve to learn.
I think wellness and education kind of go hand in hand. Your wellness is dependent on your education, and your education is also dependent on your wellness. If you neglect either one, it gets thrown out of balance, and everything starts to kind of fall apart if you neglect one thing.
Some people may be able to achieve while not being well, but I feel like you're doing a dissatisfaction to yourself. So you should make sure that you're well to be able to achieve all the goals and all the aspirations that you have.
Wellness and success, I feel like to me they're sort of the same. It's really hard to differentiate the two because they're so similar.
With my wellness connecting to my education, I feel like I belong here, and that this is what I want to do, this is what I want to pursue, and it helps me be me, investing into my future and knowing that I'll be there someday, I'll be somewhere, which I'll be happy with.
Hearing our students' stories, I can easily identify how successful they already are. And what does student success mean exactly? To me, it's that they show up every day, that they're able to come all the time. So every time we have a meeting and they're coming and coming again, I find that success, because regardless of all the things that they're going through on the daily life, they're prevailing and they're showing up. So just being able to see the student at that level, face to face, instead of just, oh, they're over there, they're just a part of the class. That's what I want them to take away, is hey, no, take the time to get to know us. Take the time to understand where we come from and all the struggles that we've been through.